Friends, what's up? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're doing well. I don't know what people have been telling you, but you don't have to be rich to smell fresh, to smell good. You can get summertime fragrances that smell great for next to nothing, assuming you're shopping online. And also, technically, you could be rich and just like not want to spend your money much and buy cheap stuff also. That works too. All the fragrances I'm gonna share with you, linked in the description. Punch in my hand, bro. I want to kick it off with one I haven't talked about much at all recently. Mercedes-Benz Select. Yeah, this little buddy right here, it comes from a different time, a different place, back in the previous decade. So long ago, before something that happened in 2020 that sucked.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And if you've never smelled this fragrance right here, it's actually pretty simple to wrap your head around because it smells similar to Creed Aventus. Yeah, but not in a bad way. It's really well done. It's got a nice fruity sweetness, actually more of a concentration on fruit, less of a concentration on the smoky aspect of Aventus style fragrances. So yeah, basically the simplest way to think of it is Creed Aventus type scent with the blackcurrant, with citrus, bergamot that acts as kind of like a pineapple stand-in, then apple, mint, and essentially ambroxan as it dries down. Definitely more on the fresh side of things, and since it's an Aventus style fragrance, you can wear it pretty much year round if you wanted to, but it works really, really well during summer. The only drawback for this one is the performance is so-so, but since the fragrance can be picked up for under 40 bucks, who cares? Spray it on heavy, like real heavy. Do 30 spray, show them who's boss. Depending on where you're going, don't actually do that. It might not work out so well. I gotta put this enormous freak of a fragrance bottle in here. It is from Arabiyat Prestige, and it's Raees. I do love this one though, because again, it's a freakishly large, obelisk of a bottle, we'll say that. A towering fragrance. It is 180 mils, 6 fluid ounces, and this smells similar to Aqua de Jo's Profundo. I just said Aqua de Jo's Profundo. Armani's Aqua de Jo Profundo. My brain's not on, there's nothing going on up there, guys. I'm sure some of you out there can kind of empathize with me, going about your day, and it just feels like, well, my brain's not on. I realize that I am moving and I am speaking, but nothing going on up there today. I'm on autopilot. Let's go. So yeah, Aqua de Jo, realistically, any of those you can bust out during summertime and they're gonna work. That's why it's one of the best-selling fragrance lines of all time. And this one is giving you that vibe at a much lower price point with a larger bottle, almost 2 times the size of a 100 ml size bottle. And as with most Arabiyat Prestige fragrances, the quality is exceptionally high for that stupidly low price. This one actually was even cheaper when I bought it. It's gone up since then. I feel like I paid like 25, maybe 30, something like that. I am in real time going to look up my order. Here we go, November 3rd, 2025. $29.99. So 30 bucks. If you want Aqua de Jo Profundo on the cheap, this is the first and last place I would check. That stuff is awesome. Icarus by Velixir up next. This one a little bit more expensive, about 45 bones for this, but the quality for the price is absolutely killer. And this one is gonna have you smelling very niche. Oh, high end, nice. That way you can tell little fibs, a little subterfuge, a little skullduggery. Go ahead and let people know, I'm not wearing any Velixir. What even is that? I don't even know that. I'm wearing Blue Talisman. Because that's exactly what this smells like, and in terms of the overall scent profile, this is my favorite one. When I say that, I mean bumped up against the other alternatives inspired by dupes, clones, whatever you want to call them. And the main reason is this one's smoother, especially off the top. Some of the other dupes out there, they're really well done also, and they do cost less, so there is that. But this one has just more of a smooth opening. It's not quite as potentially abrasive. Great meeting of fresh and sweet with a nice bit of a musky dry down. Really well done. All right, I want to share one with you that basically never gets talked about, and I completely understand why. But if we're talking about going mad cheap, this one right here will have you smelling fresh, clean. It's ultra easy to wear. You can wear this to the office literally all summer long. Never have a single person complain, unless it's the haggiest freaking hag in the universe. And at that point, look, I'm not gonna lie, at my old office job, there were a couple of old lady hellspawn. When I say hellspawn, straight up, Hagatha's here again. Oh, Oh no, I'm gagging. Okay, enough of that, you know what I'm talking about. But this one, even that type of person, not gonna complain. It is Abercrombie and Fitch Away. Kind of a cool bottle, kind of. It's got this little thing that flips up over the top, I guess, to prevent you from spraying it on accident. It does have like a little locking mechanism, so that's kind of cool. A little odd, but cool. So this stuff, really, really cheap. And it could remind you a little bit of something like Y Eau de Toilette. Like that sort of fresh meets sweet combo going on. That's what this one has. Ultra clean. Very, very much like a stepped out of the shower type of fragrance, but without that abrasiveness. I mentioned that just with the last fragrance, but without that sort of abrasiveness that sometimes cheaper shower gel type scents will have. The note breakdown is nothing crazy, but it's okay. There's pineapple in there, there's geranium, there's ginger. You also have grapefruit, a little bit of fresh spiciness, some woody notes as well. It's a really nice day-to-day type of scent profile. When you smell it, is it gonna remind you of like a mall type fragrance? Yeah, it's an Abercrombie & Fitch. But in terms of your average person, they're gonna think this stuff smells absolutely fantastic, assuming they can smell it, because it is a little bit on the weaker side of things, and that is also why it's so office safe. It's gonna give you that intimate kind of scent bubble instead of that throat choking sort of scent bubble. I realize somebody could hear that and take that a different way. Throat choking, that sounds weird. Riiffs Drift up next. Obviously it's a freshie, I mean, because it's blue, and look, there's a little beach right there. They did the work for us. You can see this on the shelf and be like, pretty sure that's for summertime. I know my fragrances. That's big brain. And this one's a good deal stronger than the last one we talked about, and it's a little bit interesting because it's sort of an alternative to Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusive. Sort of. Because it's not really trying to be a one-to-one with BDC L'Exclusive. Instead, it's kind of doing its own thing, but clearly inspired by the Bleu de Chanel. So basically the easiest way to think of it is take the Chanel, change the opening, make it much fresher and lean heavier on a lemon sort of opening. Give it a really clean, fresh, aromatic lift, and then as it dries down, move it in line closer with the Bleu de Chanel, but still keep it a little more on the fresh side of things. The performance is solid for this one, and it does get better with age, because the first time I sprayed this one on, it was much more sharp in the opening. Like the citrus just kind of smacks you right in the face when you first get this and first spray it on. But after it gets a little bit of age under its belt, smooths out a little, becomes much more approachable in that opening. I don't think you can do any kind of list like this without talking about Missoni Wave, at least in passing, like a quick little mention, right? So there it is. It's Missoni Wave. The cap is a magnet. Fantastic. And that's the only good thing about it. Nah, I'm just playing. It's really clean, it's fresh, it's easy to wear, it's affordable, the performance is pretty good. Smells similar to Versace Pour Homme and Allure Homme Sport by Chanel, kind of actually in between the two. So if you don't know which one to get, just get this one, I guess, because it's probably gonna be the cheapest option, and it's gonna give you a little bit of both of those fragrances. So you can just get this and be like, I'm done with it. Before we go to the next fragrance, I would like to give you guys a superb number of superb discount codes for superb stores. Superb. They're also linked in the description, so you can just copy and paste if that's easier for you. But I have codes to save you money at Fragflex, Perfume Box, JOMASHOP, Beauty House, and many more stores. So anytime you shop at those places, use those codes. Next fragrance is this one right here, Chili Pineapple by Montagne. Chili Pineapple basically smells like you take a Ventus cologne, which slightly popular, slightly well known as far as niche fragrances go. Of course, a Ventus cologne, basically taking that Aventus DNA, freshening it up, making it better for summertime use. So that's the pineapple side of things here, the Aventus cologne side of things. And then the chili side of things is Pacific Chill. On the front here, they have a few notes: orange, apricot, birch, and amber. And for me, this one essentially opens up a little bit more towards the Pacific Chill side of things. You know, that citrusy, bright, green, minty opening. And then as it dries, it leans more into the Aventus side of things. And I'm a sucker for this type of fragrance, like the whole hybrid thing. I really dig that. I think it's interesting because it gives you something different than just a straight up one-to-one. And as is typical with Montagne, the quality really, really high with that. Now I'm gonna throw it to a fragrance that doesn't get talked about all that much. It is Issey Miyake Solar Lavender. Now I heard all the gasps out there. Everybody just like, oh my God, did he say lavender? That's the most exciting thing I've ever heard. Fragrances with lavender. Oh my God, what do they think of next? It's insane. Of course, I'm just messing around. Lavender, not exactly the most exciting thing in the universe as far as fragrance notes nowadays. There's actually one dude out there who was watching this, and they legit did get super excited when they heard lavender, and they were like, yes, let's go! And then when I poked fun at it, they went, that dude, different dude, that was not me. Lavender, boring, dude, so boring. Now I do actually really, really like lavender. And a lot of people do, of course. I mean, it's one of the quintessential men's fragrance notes, right? But when you do take a fragrance's entire identity and entire name and you basically just make it lavender, a lot of people are just gonna go, don't care. And so things like this get overlooked. Now, the scent itself, really, really easy to wear. It's balanced really well. It's classy, but it's fresh, it's clean, it's elegant. It's got a nice sparkle to it, this nice, very uplifting kind of feel to it, but it is weak as far as performance goes, yeah. It's another one of those ones that's not that strong. Note breakdown, also not really doing it any favors. You've got Sichuan pepper, lavender, and cedar. So 3 notes. It definitely does have other things going on though. There's citrus in there that you can pick up, for example, but this one is gonna be for somebody wanting a fragrance that smells masculine, that smells clean, that smells grown up a little bit without being sickeningly sweet. And it's gonna be for somebody looking for something that they can spray on and wear with confidence, knowing that it's not going to fill up a room, but if anybody gets near you, they're gonna be able to pick it up. They're gonna think it smells like $1 million. Dunescape by Armaf. This fragrance right here, I would say, one of my favorite Armaf releases over the past year and a half, probably. I'm not saying it's like the absolute best one over the year and a half or anything like that. I'm saying it's one of my favorites. And as I mention every time, it's such a weird little fragrance as far as the presentation and name and everything. They gave it the sand castle treatment up top, and then the fragrance itself has like the little mountains at the bottom, the bottle rather. You've got the pea yellow, the dehydrated pea color of fragrance, which is wonderful, of course. And then the fragrance itself, Dunescape, smells like 2 freaking summer fragrances basically just slapped together. It's like, did you mean to do that? I really almost wonder if they were bottling everything, you know, it's bottling day for the fragrance, and they had something like Leighton mixed with Aether, something like that, and they were like, okay, it's bottling day, that's Dunescape. Dunescape is those 2 fragrances put together, and then over here we have Seascape, and that's gonna be these 2 fragrances put together, and they just jacked it up, and they went, just roll with it, I guess. But don't put the other ones in the Seascape bottle. We'll figure something else out later for that one. But it's too late. Just put the Dunescape out there. It'll work. It smells like Why Eau de Parfum mixed with Afternoon Swim by Louis Vuitton. It absolutely crushes during summer. It smells fantastic. The performance is there. And it's almost more memorable because nothing about the presentation or anything makes any sense with how it smells, but that kind of makes it stick out more in a weird kind of way. Dunescape rules. Now I want to kick it to a little bit of Jimmy Choo over here. Jimmy Choo Man Aqua. And kind of a little bonus Jimmy Choo action, Urban Hero Gold Edition. Now this got mad hate when it came out, so did this one, the original Urban Hero, which I don't think they were very successful because these are it. Jimmy Choo basically went, yo, check out our new sick fragrance line. It's gonna be an absolute hit. By the way, here's our first flanker. Okay, killed them both. Nobody bought these, killed them both. Smells a little bit similar to Born in Roma Yellow Dream. A little bit. Not the exact same, but if you like that one, you should like this one. So it has pineapple off the top, also has blood orange as well, tonka, lavender, sandalwood, just super wearable, and hated on a lot more than it probably deserved. A lot of women really enjoy the way this comes across. Performance though, so-so. Same kind of deal with Jimmy Choo Man Aqua. It's not the craziest performing scent, you know, it's not like a really loud fragrance or anything like that, but good enough to get the job done, I think. It is an aquatic type scent profile after all. Just a really clean, aromatic leaning, fresh out of the shower type of scent profile, super versatile, easy to wear pretty much wherever you go. And one thing I will say about Jimmy Choo Man Aqua, and kind of already said it about this one, but Jimmy Choo Man Aqua is a surprisingly massive attention grabber. It makes no sense, right? Like if you've smelled a ton of fragrances, you'll smell this and be like, okay. Legitimately, it's basically just aquatic notes, clary sage, and citrus. Like that's pretty much it. But somehow, some way, it works. And it works really well. Let's finish off with 2 fragrances here, both of them green, Aether Extrait and Khadlaj Island. So Aether Extrait, this smells like PDM Greenly. I have to say this every time, but when I first got this in, it smelled like rubbing alcohol. Straight up nothing. I'm talking about I unboxed this stuff, sprayed it on a tester strip, gave it a whiff. It's nothing. Then I had to do the old aging trick, which is basically just hope and pray that it's going to actually get better when it sits there alone and thinks about what it did or didn't do. Went back to it a while later, sprayed it on, smelled amazing. Really, really nice PDM Greenly dupe. Performance is there. It is an extrait after all. It's even in the name. And for me, if you're looking for the best overall well-rounded alternative to Greenly, it's that one. And then Khadlaj Island over here smells similar to Le Beau Le Parfum. It is a Khadlaj, so that means performance can be hit or miss. Not awful, not awful. Just not as overwhelmingly strong as a lot of other Middle Eastern brands can be. This is also probably one of, if not the best Khadlaj fragrances in my opinion, just as far as the overall vibe of the scent, like how close it gets to the original, the overall quality of the fragrance. Really, really well done. Nice, fresh, tropical, creamy, sweet, all at once. Just overall, one of Khadlaj's absolute best. Island, and thankfully also pretty affordable. I wanted to mention some other fragrances, but I've talked for too long again. If you love citrus, Adonis Icarus by Rayhan, this stuff an absolute monster. Tons of citrus off the top, perfect for summer. Tommy Bahama Martinique, classic cheapy, Hugo reversed, same deal. But for now, I'll wrap this up, maybe do another follow-up with more fragrances not too long in the future, some more affordable ones that you can wear during spring and summer and early fall. I wanna thank you guys for hanging with me today, you guys that stay till the end. As always, the MVPs. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.